Welcome to my channel, Straight to the Money, brought to you by Betterment, the CEO of Freedom Investors. I try to put out these videos once a week, trying to bring awareness to financial literacy. First of all, let me say I'm not a professional, but I did get my doctoral degree from Hard Knocks of Life University. If you like the message I'm giving out and the contents I got in it, please, by all means, smash that like sign, hit the bell sign, please subscribe, and share it with a friend. Right now, we're going to take a minute break so my sponsors that sponsor the show do a little short video on it. Coming at you right about now. Hello everybody. Today's video is going to be about how to reach your financial freedom with the 50-30-20 rule. Before I start off in the video, I had a session with a young lady the other day. She was in her 20s, high 20s, and she was talking about the job she worked doesn't have a retirement plan. That she just going to continue working there until she reach Social Security age to get her Social Security. And I explained to her how long she have to work before she can get a Social Security. And then when she do get a Social Security, it's not going to be enough to sustain your lifestyle that you're living now. So the best thing for her to do right now, since her job don't provide no retirement plan, is start your own retirement plan. There's nothing wrong with that. That way you won't have to be relied on Social Security if it still be here back 20 years from now, or 30, let alone 10 more years from now. So I talked to her, and we went through our little plan. She come to me to get her credit repaired. And come to find out, she didn't have bad credit at all. She just never knew her credit score. Only problem she had, she'd have no credit history at all. So I got to talking to her. She was telling me she gets $5,000 or $6,000 from tax return, and she goes out and buy a car. I said, okay. So next year when you get that $6,000, this is what I want you to do. Take 10% of it, put it in a savings account. Take another 10% of it and start your investment account. And 80% of it, you want to take it to build your credit. You're going to take to the bank. You can put it in a CD or just a regular checking account until you want to borrow against that money. So whatever the amount of money that's left over, they give you 100% of it if you put it in a savings account. But if you put it in a CD, they only give you like up to, they'll take $500 off what you got in there. So the best thing for her to just put it in a savings account and borrow against it. Set the payments up for 2 years, whatever, a year or two, whatever you can afford. So you take that money, go buy the car, and you pay on it. You got the title to the car, and you just pay the bank for the money you got in that savings account. So in a year or two, once you paid it off, you have not only got the title to the car that'll be yours, and you still have the money that you just spent on that car in your savings account. Just keep in mind, within those 2 years, she's still gonna be getting your federal tax returns. And you continue to do the same thing with it. Take it up, put a certain amount in a savings account, put a certain amount in a retirement plan, and take the rest of it. You either can pay that loan off and go get you another vehicle, or you can just upgrade every 2 years. That way you got money, you're building money in your savings account, you're building your credit, as you go along, which she didn't have bad credit at all. She just had no credit history. That was the only problem. So along with that, I was telling her, well, she could take $50 out of her paycheck and put it in that retirement account that she was using with the tax return and let it grow. And say 20, 30 years when she be eligible to retire, within those 20 to 30 years, she working and putting money into their retirement plan. When she get that age, when she want to retire, she'll have that to fall back on. That's just something I wanted to put out before I go into this video. Using the 50-30-20 rule will help you build your wealth and reach financial freedom. To achieve this, you have to have great discipline, commitment, and focus. If you do these things, you will reach your goal easily. So what's the 50-30 rule? This is how it works. Let's say your average single family income is $30,000 a year. So you take 50% of that, which is $15,000, and spend it on assets like housing, cars, stocks, retirement plans, IRAs, stuff like that. You take 30% of that, which is $9,000, and you spend it on living expense like food, light, water, credit cards, loans, whatever. You take the other 20%, which is like $6,000, that goes into taxes. The goal is to replace your living expenses and debts with passive income. If you want to find out how much you need when it comes time to retire, you can take your investment income and find out what's your FIRE number. The FIRE number is about the money you need to retire. How you do this, you take all of your expenses that you have at the time. You would take your living expense times 20 years, and this amount that you would come up with will give you your FIRE, which is the amount you need to retire off of. Say, okay, you have 50% of your income will be invested in real estate, stocks, mutual funds, or you start your own business. And the 30% of the income will be used to live off on. Say, for instance, if you have a high rate loans or credit cards that you have, you could take some of your excess money and pay off those high rated loans or high interest loans. Once you take care of these loans, then you can restart putting your money back in your 50% fund, which is your investment fund. The 20% income you have to pay IRS, you can offset that by starting your own business or get a side hustle where you can write off a lot of things, and that'll cut into the taxes you had to pay out. You get some of your money back at the end of the year. Take this saving and place it back in your 50% or your 30% funds, whichever one is feasible for you. That will help you out in the long run. Here's a bonus fact. If you take your 50% fund, in this case it's $15K, and invest it in a mutual fund or index fund at a 6 to 10% return, in 20 years, you will have about $318,000 or $330,000 in between that number in 20 years. At the time of retirement, you can take that in one lump sum with a tax penalty, or you can break it down in monthly payments with no tax penalty, as long as you spread these payments out within 10 to 20 years. So what this is, like your certain amount of money you got in your retirement fund, you would time that by 12 payments a month at a rate of 10 to 20 years. That's how you break it up, and that's how much money you'll know you'll get a month. That way you want to get in trouble with Uncle Sam, where they take all these penalties and charge you twice for your money. And then you take that and add it with a regular retirement plan you got at your job or Social Security, then you have a chance of making it in this world. Like I say, if you like the information I'm putting out, please smash that like sign, hit the bell sign, share, and also hit the subscribe sign. Try to put out these videos once a week. Try to bring awareness to financial literacy. Thank you. Have a nice day.